What it is, you guys, I am back again with another video, and yet again, know it's been a while. I have not forgotten about you guys. Okay, so I'm just in the middle of a move, so I'm not really able to produce as much as I usually would. So I've just been getting stuff ready, but do not fret. Like I said, I will be continuing posting videos, so no worries. And today is no exception. Today I am actually talking about Benimaru from Fire Force, the strongest fire soldier in the show so far. Well, in the end, you know what I mean. Now, like I said, I am very excited to talk about this. Like I said, he's one of my favorite characters in the entire show. He's that badass, I just want to fight somebody type attitude, and characters like that are just always extremely interesting. Now, with that being said, I am going to be using things from both the anime and the manga, so as you would expect, there will be some slight spoilers. I won't try and go into the details of why the fights are happening, but I do have to explain why they're impressive in the feats and scaling of that. So, you have been warned. Now, what I'm going to talk about, like I said, Benimaru is an extremely powerful fire soldier, and in fact, the only character I believe so far throughout the entire series, both anime and manga, alike, to be both a second and third generation fire soldier. So essentially, as a second generation, he can manipulate any and all flames. He can manipulate it, whether they from any external force, while also being a third generation, meaning that he can produce his own flames on top of that, which is honestly pretty broken considering if he way how he can use it. Most people, when they use their third generation too much, they go into tephorosis or something. Basically prevents them from using their fire, but because he can second generation, I mean, he doesn't have to create his own fire. It's pretty broken, but he doesn't have a lot of appearances and fights. He's really only been, I think, 3, and 2 of those fights pretty much boil down to demons. Now, the demons in the Fire Force universe are essentially they're essentially one of the most powerful, if not the most powerful versions of the Infernals, and honestly, probably the most powerful versions or most powerful characters on terms of the villain side at that. They're extremely powerful people. Now, there are many forms of demons so far. We've had a few throughout the series, 3 or 4, I believe, in total. And they all kind of vary in terms of their power and how much force is needed to actually destroy them. The first one that we actually get introduced to is kind of more through a flashback when Conroe had to fight, when he actually opened up a gigantic hole in the middle of Asakusa where they live at. And that's not that impressive, but it's not, it's only, like I said, the basic level that is needed to destroy a demon. The demon that Benimaru actually goes into and fights later on is actually kind of implied to be around the same level of power, if not, you can argue, a bit stronger. But that doesn't matter to Benimaru, considering throughout the entire fight, not only is he able to keep up in combat with it, he's actually able to deal with any and all of his attacks with seemingly very casually. He seems to have no difficulty and is easily deflecting it. And later on, we see that he's actually able to one-shot that same demon quite casually. And the reason why I say casually is because, like I said, Conroe had to defeat a demon that's around the same level of power, and it essentially caused him to go far beyond his limits to the point he can't even use his powers anymore because he had to push himself that far, while Benimaru seems to just have one-shotted him and didn't even seem fatigued at all after the fight was done, or even mention anything about overheating. So he clearly managed to do that with a very casual feat. But like I said, that's still not that impressive. That's only around a maybe small town or city level feat. But the more important one comes around is when later on in the series, for all the season 2, people that only watch the anime in season 2, another demon was introduced that was believed to be so powerful that they needed enough force to basically blow away the entire forest or the oasis that all of the animals and stuff come from, and that's where the tabernacle is at in the current section. They need enough force to blow that entire way just to defeat that one demon. You know, this is impressive because we've seen that from an overhead view that the forest is extremely large. It's easily at bare minimum around a mid to large city level, large city in size anyway. So it's not a small place at all, and they believe that this demon needs to be defeated with enough power to actually destroy that. Meaning it's at least a city level of energy that is required. And that's still not really that impressive, considering we see that Benimaru actually defeats a demon that's even more powerful than that demon. And yet again, he does it he didn't do this one quite as casually, because it was kind of back and forth, and they were going back and forth with their attacks and stuff like that. But Benimaru still did manage to defeat it, and without ever mentioning going through any form of overheating or any form of Tepharosis. And like I said, he seemed to really be only struggling because he was kind of subconsciously holding back, because the guy who it was, he's very familiar with to defeat this demon. So yet again, with all this, it just kind of shows that Benimaru is easily well above every single demon that has been introduced, even demons that need an entire forest of energy or city level levels of energy to actually dispose of. And all that is still casual. Now, he doesn't really do anything else for a good little minute. Like I said, the demon that he defeated was one of the later chapters, even currently. But he doesn't really do anything after defeating some of those demons. He does come back with Joker when they go and invade the Holy Soul Temple. And this isn't really a fight per se, but they do defeat some of the people that are in the shadows, kind of like the elite guard of the Holy Soul Temple. And he casually blows through them. But none of that is really that impressive. There's never even really a description of exactly how powerful they are, where they stand, or anything like that. What's impressive about this, or really is even worth mentioning, is the fact that he actually goes when Captain Burns, who we seen in the first season at the end of it, how powerful he gets, and the same guy who gets exponentially stronger the longer a fight goes on, he's casually and ready to fight Joker. But as soon as he sees Benimaru, he's like, yeah, I don't even want to fight no more. I don't want that smoke. So he casually, as soon as he sees Benimaru, he's just like, yeah, I'm not dealing with you. So yeah, I'm just gonna give you what you need. What you look for ain't even here. Here you go. I'm just gonna give you this instead. So it just kind of shows that even compared to someone like Captain Burns, Benimaru could be able to defeat. Now, this is the greatest thing that I could really compare Benimaru to really show exactly how powerful he is by talking about Charon, however you say his name. Now, he's not really that, I don't want to say he's like not that involved, but he's a very powerful second generation who essentially has to get beat up and stuff and convert that damage to kinetic energy to actually be able to fight back and use the second generation ability. The reason why this is impressive is because he actually has to take on an attack from a kid. He has to intercept the attack, which is a great speed feat. He has to intercept light speed like attack, take it, and then reflect it back onto the moon, which had enough energy to leave a large crater on the moon, which is extremely impressive because it has already been counted to being a multi-continental level feat. And Charon is the one that actually managed to take that attack, take the damage from it, and then send it back in his own energy so it didn't actually destroy the entire area that they were in. The reason why this is impressive is because later on in the series, after this moment, when Benimaru actually charges in and has to deal with numerous versions of the evangelist and provides a distraction, Charon is one of the first people to join into the fight, and he's casually tossed away like it's nothing. And he even referenced like, yeah, bro, I could probably deal with everyone, or at least Joker says he could. And Benimaru doesn't really deny that. He just simply says like, yeah, there is one guy though. I think I can take them all, but this one guy is really troublesome. And it's not Charon, it's actually Dragon, implying that Charon's not even Benimaru's concern, which is ridiculous. Someone that can take a multi-continental attack and then send it back is not even a concern on him, and it's actually Dragon. So with all this information, it's easy to see how powerful he is and see why they call him the strongest fire soldier. Like I said, when you are confident in taking on every member of the Evangelist except for that one guy, you know what I'm saying, who you like, he may be a little trouble. I'm just saying, that really shows. So by comparing him to someone like Charon or whatever, however you say his name, who can take that, and him not even seeing him as a threat, even though Benimaru has great perception on stuff like that and is very good at sensory, and still doesn't concern, kind of shows that yes, he easily can deal with multi-continental level forces with no difficulty, seemingly. So that's pretty much all I got. Like I said, this is a short video, and I know that's only because Benimaru hasn't really been doing too much so far. Hopefully, like I said, we'll see a little bit more of him later throughout the series. But until then, like I said, this is be a short video. I would make it more like I'm thinking about doing a Record of Ragnarok video. So power scale on that. So be on the lookout for that. But until next time, you guys, like I said, I will see you and continue the power scale. And until next time, you guys, peace.